No. We're doing a bang bang.
What's a bang bang?
No, it's not a.
Well, that's where we go have a whole meal at one place and then go right to another place and have another one. Bang bang. It's just ate a ton of food at this Indian place. Now this, bang bang.
Bang bang. Well, enjoy your meal, guys.
So, last week we told you guys how we're all fat. And this week we're going to hopefully be less fat than last week. That was the whole goal. And we'll see if we achieve that. So I think we're just going to get right into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our weeks, how they went. And then we'll do the big weigh-in. And then we'll just talk and stuff. So here we go. So we're going to start with... let's start with Michael. Mike.
Yes.
Tell us about your week last week.
All right. Are you sure you want to know this?
Oh, yeah. I'm itching to know.
All right.
Good or bad? Hopefully bad.
No, it was actually mostly good.
Okay.
I set my calories and I obtained them majority of the time, except for this past weekend when I was at work. Me and Mark just kind of ate a lot of pizza at lunch that was left over. But
what constitutes a lot?
Okay, I had like 8 pieces of these frozen pizzas.
Okay, well that's one pizza.
Okay, so we ate a pizza. Well, we just talked about this.
Why are you saying we?
How many servings were in this pizza?
It was a frozen pizza.
And how was it left over exactly? You said
As
leftover pizzas.
So is it less calories because it's left over?
No. All right. You used the word leftover. What you meant was remaining. There was pizza remaining after people were finished eating. And then we went back for a bang bang. So we did break our rule.
So wait a second. Frozen pizzas, like people at work, you all had you shared a frozen pizza at work?
Well, it wasn't one. There was like there were probably 7 pizzas there.
This is the weirdest thing I ever heard.
It's delicious.
I've never heard of people bringing in frozen pizzas to work.
He's
Well,
the best part.
they didn't leave them frozen.
Okay, I know. How'd you guys cook them in the microwave or what?
No, our building has like an incredible cafeteria.
Okay. So wait a second. I can't even wrap my head around.
Okay, here's how it
So
works.
you go in your freezer. Somebody goes in their freezer and they grab pizzas and they bring them to work and you guys cook them in an oven somehow.
Well, it's technically potluck Sunday, so every Sunday.
You said somehow like ovens haven't been being used for 60 plus years.
I don't think employees have used ovens at work in ever. So this is what's weird.
Well, no, there's like the guy who's in charge over the weekend takes the pizzas and cooks them.
And then he's like, "Here's some pizza." And I for the longest time, I was bringing in the pops. And people bring in chili and some people bring in deer and just delicious food.
One dude brought in this insane pheasant one time. The first time I had and the last time I had pheasant, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. I never heard of frozen pizzas at work. That's new.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
awesome.
except for microwave little tiny pizzas, but I don't know why you just don't get some $5.
Mark actually has
DiGiorno's, man.
DiGiorno's. Mark actually has a theory
just like delivery
that there's 3 pillars that make the workplace complete. Mark, would you like to share those?
Yeah, no, it's the theory of success. The triangle of success. So imagine this triangle, and at one point you have cost. At another point you have quality, and then the third point is friendship. And if you need one of those things, you use the other 2 things to leverage it. So if you need more friendship, you can use cost and quality to develop that friendship by paying employees to work together harder. If you need more quality, then you use cost and friendship. You call in your friends and it costs you money to pay them. And then you have more, quality. And then you can infer the the third of the triangle.
Okay.
So did you get all that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Okay. So let's get back.
moving on with my
I
week.
think Shane's silence was indicative of. I mean, he was either dismissive or he was writing like a madman. I'm going to bring this to my boss. You going to tell your boss about it? You going to tell your boss about it?
Revolutionary.
I'll say this. I have nothing written down.
Okay. Okay. So you memorized it. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't interesting. So we'll move on from it.
Okay. So
Actually, maybe we'll talk about it later. We'll come back to it.
Okay. We'll put a pin in it and we'll come back to it.
Here's the real problem. I still can't wrap my head around somebody bringing in frozen pizzas to work and cooking them. It's weird.
We take care of our own around
I
here.
guess so. Yes.
Yeah, Shane.
To save like $13 or something.
Not all of us get to live in Beverly Hills, Shane.
No.
Some of us are.
It's,
some of us
You and
are
your
here with
fancy $5 pizzas. Phew, mine's $3.95 at Walmart.
No, these are DiGiorno's. These are probably $7.
Yeah, these are top
The
of the
more
line,
the
dude.
reason to get $5 at Little Caesars.
Yeah, but Little Caesars just
Yeah, but then
makes
what
you
do we
feel
get
more terrible?
Okay, wait.
Okay, so you want us having Little Caesars 3 times a weekend?
Oh, I see.
What kind of monster are you?
So it's okay to have pizza 3 times in a week as long as it's different kind of pizzas. Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah, I think that's sound science.
Okay, sounds good. That's science. So let's move on with Michael's week.
Okay.
So I do know
so
one
to
part of
finish it
Michael's
up-
week, and I'm going to comment on it. But let's keep going.
All right.
What?
All right, we're gonna move forward. So what I started doing every single day, I started out by doing like 20 push-ups. Now I'm up to 30 and 30 push-ups, 30 squats. I've been doing them every single day. And then next week I'm going to start adding in some more cardio.
When you say more cardio, do you mean cardio period?
Yeah, exactly.
I do a little bit here and there.
Oh, well, what cardio do you do? I thought you
Well,
were
I
saying
walked
you
up the
just
stairs
did
at work.
push-ups and.
I walked up the stairs at work secretly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see me. I don't want anybody to watch me work out. That's weird.
That's why I do it in my basement as well. I don't even want my family watching me.
Yeah. Don't look at me.
Yes, I'm
in this
embarrassed.
state.
I go to the
Okay.
gym and I act like it's my gym.
Yeah, we should actually touch on that. I mean, we'll go through our weeks, but we'll talk about like being afraid to go in the gym and being worried and self-conscious. It's kind of interesting topic, but so you did a little bit of working out. You had your calories. How much calories were you eating a day? How many calories were you eating a day?
Well, based on everything that I put into either Fitbit or my Fitness Pal, it said I needed to obtain like this 24 something calorie, like 2450 something. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I thought you were like putting your food in like MyFitnessPal and Fitbit. Like you're to get around the system, you'd put like 2,000 in MyFitnessPal and then another 2,000 in Fitbit.
Yeah, I was like, look at this. I obtained my goal. 4,000.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not 4,000, it'd be 2,000. You just show somebody one of the apps instead of both of them.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do next week. Actually,
Okay.
that's a good idea. So thank you for that. But no, I'm feeling good. I'm my leg soreness has went away, so I need to rework out tonight and restart the sore.
Okay, so in the middle of us, like, we're talking back and forth between shows. And Michael sends a picture of I think it was the first day we're tracking. 2,800 calories.
Yep.
Now, actually, I just remembered there might have been something on there that had way too many calories on it from what I thought.
Yeah, we
the-
didn't believe his chicken salad because his chicken salad said like 4,000 calories.
Yeah, the chicken salad was like tons of calories and
I couldn't find the right one. Like I couldn't even find the name of it.
oh.
So
I guess that one.
the weird thing,
Go ahead.
It was three small sandwiches in the morning, and so I didn't know how to find the right one.
Oh, 3 sandwiches?
3 sandwiches in the morning, and then because it was I was going to work, so typically there's long periods in between when we're eating, so I eat bigger breakfasts.
Okay. Okay.
12 hours.
So maybe that was 1,200. I don't know.
Consequently, we also eat bigger lunches and dinners as well.
Yes, that's what it sounds like. I mean, that's how we got
and snacking.
That's how we got.
And
Yes, don't
snacking
forget
when
the
we get
snacks. That's how we got. All right. Well, at any rate, I think 2,400. That's what it says you should be doing. I don't see why you can't do 2,000.
I thought 2,000 was the normie, so that's what I was gunning for. But it said 2,400. I was like, I guess. And that was after our conversation about like sustainability.
Yeah, we're not going to want to kill ourselves here. However, when we're eating 4,000, you come down to 2,000, you're going to be just fine. So I guess either way, you're going to have to drop it down as you drop weight. You're going to have to bring it down to that point at some point. So
ideally, you would want to eat the maximum amount you could possibly eat while still losing weight, then, so that you slow down your metabolic deterioration.
I guess so. Or what I like to think about too is think about what you're going to be eating when you're 200 pounds. You're probably eating 1,800 calories a day.
I can't just eat more.
What kind of lifestyle is that?
I guess if we want a season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah.
I'm more than open for a season 2.
Yeah, I know. We're going to need a couple seasons here.
Yeah, we're going to need probably 37 seasons.
So are you guys implying that we need to drag this out so we can try and build up sponsorships and stuff?
Yeah, there you go. I don't think we're going to have to try anything. It's just going to take that long. 2025,
we will not be obese anymore.
My goal is to lose a quarter of a pound a week. And then I'll take like 4 years to lose all the weight we need to lose.
Yeah, then I'll find it at a quarter pounder at McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I was listening to the McElroy brothers, my brother, and me, and they were talking about.
Hey, they copied off us.
What they did, because it's our brothers and I.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but they were talking about what should be the slogan of the year or the phrase of the year, and they were coming up with all these funny. Like 20 shine teen, let your light shine or whatever. So I was thinking about, I was like, oh, let's call this 20 incline teen.
Well, there you go.
Get off the recliner and start walking uphill.
And 20 fat teen, I guess.
20
so
fat teen.
When you're on, this is just a real quick side question for you cardio experts here. When you're on the what's that thing that everybody walks on that I never use? Shane, you have one.
The treadmill.
Treadmill. So when you're on the treadmill and the angle of the incline determines your calorie burnage, right? You burn more calories at a higher incline.
That's a complicated question. However,
that's a potentially bro science question.
Well, it's not the incline itself; it's your heart rate, right?
Yeah, you're using more energy to do that.
Yeah.
I used to when I was actually doing cardio and doing well, I used to use the incline all the time. It also gave you a nice leg workout.
Well, all right. Can we assume then that if you were going to walk the same speed on flat ground and then the same speed on the incline, you would be burning more calories on the incline?
Your heart rate would be higher, so you'd be burning more calories.
Okay,
Yes.
So if that is true, can we also assume that if I angle my bed for reflux, that I'll burn more calories in my sleep?
Yes.
That's a good question.
It depends how much you're tossing and turning.
Oh, it's quite a bit. It's probably going to help, I guess.
Yeah, probably about 8 hours worth of jumping around in the bed and waking up.
And we don't have to
tired.
stay on this. I was just curious about that, but yeah, we can get back to your week, Mike.
No, so that's all I had with my week. So we can move on to somebody else's week.
All right. I mean, that's okay. The pizza is unnerving, but that's okay.
You made that sound like it really, like you're not going to be able to sleep tonight, Shane.
I'm not. I'm going to go to work and be like, hey, anybody want any frozen pizza? And they're going to look at me like a weirdo.
Like, you're sharing pizza with us?
So, okay, cool. So, but you feel good about this week, or you think you could have did better?
I know, obviously I could do better, but by far I've done better than I have been doing. Let's just say
All right,
that.
that's good. So a step forward. It's great. Mark, you want to go next, or you want me to go next?
I can go next, yeah, because I noticed you've been burning 1,000 calories a day, so I would like to be medium here. or at
All right,
least
we
I
got
don't
medium.
want to go after you.
Small,
So
medium, and large.
small, medium, and large. Ironically, if people were to see us, you would be small, Mike would be medium, and I would be large.
Yes, the only like I said last week, the only group of people were on the small one.
It'd be nice to
Yeah,
hang
but the
out
good
with who you hang out with. Although I guess I've always been the big one in every group, so it's unspecial to me now.
so after our information last week, I was thinking about it, and Mark introduced himself as I'm the youngest brother, Mark. Well, I'm the fattest brother, Michael. Right?
Yeah.
Congrats, congratulations.
So yeah, we went through that whole ceremony. So I'm declaring myself the fattest brother right now.
Okay. So yeah, Mark, how was your weekend?
Okay, the week was okay. I did exactly what I was intending to do, which was make very small, almost seldom changes. I didn't use the word seldom in my declaration, but that was what happened. Just refusing certain things throughout the week. I also went to the gym this week and I thought I was taking it easy, but I guess I wasn't taking it as easy at the gym as after I left. I was like, that might have been too much, but it was fine. It worked out. I did watch myself eat some cookies and a cupcake this week since we last spoke, and I noticed that when I do that, like if there's something here and I eat it, and I'm not going to say I don't want it. I definitely do want it, but I don't want to want it, I guess. But when I see myself eat it, it feels like. You guys ever feel like you're possessed? Like,
Oh yeah, when there's like abundant of food, like a buffet, I transform into a hideous creature.
and it's like, it's almost like
Don't
my eyes.
look at me.
It's like it's like that movie Get Out, where he gets like launched inside his own brain or whatever, and he's in like the dark place in his brain, and all he can do is watch through his eyes. That's how I feel sometimes when I see bad food that I want to eat, and then I eat it. I'm like, what's happening here?
It's like an out of body thing. You're just watching.
It's like, yeah. And I was reading about that, and that's something we could cover in another episode about how willpower has a shelf life, and it's a scientifically proven and measurable shelf life. It depletes, and you can build it up, but it takes a very long time. But
Oh yeah, for sure. There's oh boy, I forgot the term, but basically you have a decision allowance throughout the day, and the more things you can do to lower that, to lower the amount of decisions you make, the more you have left for willpower. So,
yeah, that makes sense. And so control. That's why it'd be so important to control your environment when possible.
Yeah, or like something simple, like I have the same pair of pants and the same shirts, right? So I never have to worry about what to wear or something like that. Or let's say for lunch, you take the same lunch every day. Those things cut down on your decisions, and then you'll be able to have more willpower for other things.
Right. So then the preparing, thought out version of Mark gets to determine the future as opposed to the impulsive version of Mark.
Well, yeah, but let's take the food part out of it. Let's not say you packed your lunch, but let's just say you made a couple, 100 decisions throughout your day, but somehow you figured out how to say, okay, I'm not making these decisions anymore. My clothes, something really small. It just saves you more time. So when you get to that cupcake thing, you're going to have a little bit more wherewithal to turn it down.
Well, that makes sense. Also, too, I had this theory, and I guess I shouldn't go more into this. I'll just make this one statement and then finish about my week. But I did have this theory about how this is like all, pseudo-psychological, or it might be just entirely psychological. But if you are living a life or creating a life or, what have you, if you're creating a life every day that let's say you're perpetually involved in this life that you feel like you have no control over, or, you're on a conveyor belt being drugged to places. If you can't make your life valuable to you in certain ways, then sometimes you can only be left with like, well, I can control how I feel when I eat. And that's about the only time I can really determine, like I can really feel like I'm accomplishing something or, feel good about something. So I've been really trying, thinking about and trying to figure out what things will add more value to my life that aren't food related. Because I think that the less of those that you have, the more you almost need food. Like you need to feel good when you eat good food. Because what else is there? What else are you gonna turn to?
Yeah, I see what you're saying there, but I think you should look at it from the other side, maybe. And excuse me, I don't know why I'm all throaty here, but so you think that you have no control in life, so then you can control something by eating something that you like to eat. It makes you feel good.
Potentially that's an example. That's like a sub story to I guess the point I was making was that if you're not building a life of value and you're not doing things that you're proud of and things that help fulfill you in some way, rather you're just floating along and maybe pacifying yourself. It seems like just my personal experience, and with a lot of people that I know, especially people that have depression, anxiety disorders, food is like, if you can't create anything else of value outside of food could only be like so much more important to you. So that's what I mean. Like,
yeah, I know
have
that
a reason to appreciate your life outside of food.
Yeah, and I mean that's I think practically that's what happens. But what I think people should look at is if you control it in a good way. Let's say you have no control over anything in your life. You do have control over what you eat. So you can control what you eat, and you eat good things, or I don't want to say good things. You just eat the right amount, not too much. And you control that. That should give you some good feelings, is I don't know the way I can put it, but you should feel good about doing that. And then once you can control that, you can start controlling other things in your life.
Right. Yeah. And control, right. That's only one facet of what I was trying to explain, right? It is the fulfillment and value and purpose in your life. Like if you don't have anything that does that, one example is like I like to make music, and I like to write, like I wrote songs for my kids and for Michael's kids. That was fulfilling and purposeful, and I wasn't eating while I was doing that. I actually felt better doing that than when I was eating, or than if I was eating during it. But that's just what I meant. Sorry, I just meant like substitutions that are more fulfilling for your life. If you don't have those, if you don't have a life, if you're not building a life that you're going to be proud of, it's easier to do things or get stuck doing things that just make you feel good for a little bit.
Yeah, I see that, but I'm just trying to say too, you could change your mind to say eating right is fulfilling, right? And then if you have nothing else fulfilling in your life, at least you know that you're eating correctly. That should make you feel good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, perspective shift on that.
But yeah, we could talk about that, and I agree. It's probably a long form topic. What were you going to say, Michael?
I was like, what I was jumping in and saying was almost like if you get control of your budget, you get control of other things in your life, like your money budget. Think of food or calorie intake as a calorie budget. I was also going to say that the one thing I miss most from childhood is like recess. Like it's weird to say, but you take some time out of the day and you get to go move around and do all kinds of things, play sports or whatever. In adulthood, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's
especially
right. Yeah, but along with what that actually falls in line with what Shane was saying before was talking about making decisions. The reason recess was so effective. Well, I shouldn't say so effective. We're all fat, and I was fat as a child. Michael was too, I think. But the reason recess was at least effective was you were forced, like you were put outside and the doors were shut. So, I mean, you were in an environment with limited resources, limited options, I guess, in terms of what you're going to do out there. So, I mean, you're going to play unsupervised with everybody. I think maybe we need to build blocks in our life to do that now, right? I actually enjoy going to the gym, so.
Yeah, actually, and gym was another thing. Like, I actually had a class in high school. It was a weightlifting class. Every single day, 5 days a week, I lifted weights. And I got pretty strong during that time. And it's just funny that, like you said, that's where I had to be, so that's what I did. And, actually the other part about it is everybody in that class wanted to be in that class, so we're all like just helping each other. So it was a good time. But it's a good point, Mike. We don't have that anymore, so now you have to kind of find that on your own.
Yeah, you've got to supplement it.
You have to make time for it. You absolutely have to.
Yeah, you've got to develop a surrogate recess, I suppose. But anyway, I'll close off on my week really quick before we get too far into this. Anyway, yeah, so I watched myself eat some stuff I shouldn't have eaten. I did go to the gym. I did have 3 very intense work days. They were yesterday and Saturday were 6,000 calorie days. Not consuming those. That was my total daily expenditure with the activity added in, and then Friday was like a 4,200 calorie day.
What would you guess that you ate calorie wise each day, average for the week? I shouldn't say each day, but average for the week.
Probably 2,700 calories, maybe. That's kind of big days. So on Friday and Saturday, when I'm at work, I'm there all day, and I only eat once while I'm there. So, and then I eat once when I come home. So, work days probably 2,000 tops, maybe 1,800.
Okay. And what'd you have today, right before this podcast?
I had pizza. I had 1,200 calories worth of. Dang it! What's Pizza Hut of pizza, and it was delightful. My goodness. Brought me right back to childhood.
My favorite part about
do you see that this is like funny that you ate 1,200 calories of pizza?
Well, if I only
before
eat
our
twice,
podcast about talking about losing weight.
Yeah. Well, if I only eat twice, and I ate 1,200 calories 2 times, that's only 2,400 calories.
I know, but don't you feel bad after eating all that pizza?
No, actually, it's horrible. I've told Becky about this too. Whenever I eat certain terrible foods, Pizza Hut, Five Guys, burgers and fries, and Chinese, I feel incredible, like Superman.
That's interesting.
It's very bad. You know what makes me feel terrible though? When I eat a banana and water, gives me horrible heartburn, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I don't know what that means, but it has to be together. The banana with the water. I don't know why.
You're just getting like a sense of euphoria right before your heart attack. That's why you feel good for your Five Guys.
It's staving off the heart attack is what it is. It's making me scared.
The new cholesterol is pushing the old cholesterol all the way.
That's right. Actually, I thought about it. So what if you had a cholesterol issue, or maybe a hemoglobin issue, right? With your blood, you have high cholesterol, high hemoglobin count. If you go and you donate 2 pints of blood like every 8 months, do you think that would help?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know if that blood would be good enough to donate, though, would it?
I mean, they might just throw that right on the grill and cook some burgers with it.
I was thinking about that at work, so I was like, man, it's almost like an oil change. Like, if I can just keep making more blood, I should just keep going and donating it off, right? Keep me fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did all that stuff. I when I went to the gym, it was the first time I went to the gym this week. It was the first time in months that I'd gone there, and I felt so weak. Doesn't it feel? It feels like there's no way I'm weaker. There's no way I've gotten weaker, right? That's impossible. So I think gravity has gotten stronger since I last worked out. Is what's happened.
Yeah,
which is why you weigh more as well. Huh?
Yeah, gravity does.
So you didn't gain any weight, and you weren't weaker. Just gravity got really strong. I can go with that.
Yeah, and then
simple physics.
I also in our first episode, you kept saying DDP yoga, and you said it in such a, you were so comfortable saying it that I just it's like you assumed that everyone knows what DDP yoga is, and so I didn't even want to ask you because I wanted to look it up after we got off, and I did. Diamond Dallas Page, from wrestling, he did yoga, or he does yoga. He was on Shark Tank. They said no, and he has what appears to be a freaking awesome program that I do want to get.
Yeah, the program's great. I love it. We should probably talk about it a little bit, because basically what it is there's an app called DDP Yoga now, I should say. And you can just like watch videos on your phone.
Look at that right now.
And do the workouts and stuff. You got to pay for that. But he also has DVDs if you want to go that route. But he has some cool success stories. Like Chris Jericho, the wrestler right now, he wouldn't be wrestling if he didn't do DDP yoga. And there's a lot of Gold Dust is another one. So a lot of people,
the biggest thing
are doing it.
If people are listening that are into internet culture, which I am, I'm huge on internet stuff. There's a very famous video called "Never Give Up," and it's a guy. It's Arthur. I feel like everyone knows who Arthur is at this point.
Yep.
Arthur was rehabilitated through DDP yoga. He was a 47-year-old veteran who was told he could never walk again, and that dude can sprint now. He's in amazing shape. He had these 2 wraparound canes that he had to keep to get around places. It's just nuts. I saw that video a long time ago. There's like almost every famous YouTuber, I think, has filmed a reaction video to watching this and cried. Joe Rogan cried
he's actually
when he watched
he's
it.
actually right on the main page. When you go to the website, you'll see his picture
On DDP Yoga's website.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really
and actually,
interesting.
DDP was on Joe Rogan not too long ago. I mean, he was talking about the program and all the people he helped. It was great. I just love that program. It's great. You can get your heart rate up to like the level of you running just by standing there and contracting your muscles, which I've done a lot. So I can just stand here right now and get my heart rate up to 145.
Well, I can do that by thinking about things I don't like.
Your heart rate's already at 145.
Yeah. Wait, your guys' doesn't rest at 145? When I work out, it gets up to 220.
Yeah.
It's like a Lotus Elise. You know where I heard about it, though, like because you said it and I wanted to look it up. The first video I saw was actually Gabriel Iglesias telling Conan O'Brien and having him do part of the workout with him.
Oh yeah. I mean, all of us nerdy wrestling fans know about this, and a lot of other people are catching on. I mean, he really went and did something after wrestling, and this thing's huge. It's big. So good for him.
Yeah,
and he's helped a lot of people.
He told
There's
the
a lot
Shark
of
Tank,
like 400-pound weight loss stories on there and stuff. I mean, he did a lot of cool stuff.
I'm seriously going to try it because it looks right up my alley, because high impact, I have like impact related injuries and they're never going to go away. So finding a way to do something like that, and build up core strength and stability and all that. I mean, it just seems like it's the complete
It's
package.
great.
I'd like to try it.
And there's like so many workouts. You never get bored.
So would you recommend the DVD or the app?
The app for sure. I always use the app. It does Chromecast, and I have the Bluetooth heart monitor I talk about a lot. I actually bought that for the DDP Yoga app, so it'll track how much calories you burn during the workout. Just so happens that so every picture I post on our Facebook page of my 500 calorie workouts, those are coming from my Bluetooth heart monitor app. But it also works with DDP Yoga, so I could just use that for that as well.
Well, that's great. I'd encourage everyone to check it out. I'm going to check it out too. And you know what? If all 3 of us do it and this podcast is successful, then we are bound to have a 42-second video of us meeting DDP, him going, "Hey, bro, nice shot," and they giving us a hug and high five or whatever, and have it tossed into one of his big long clips, and it just shows really quick. That's all I want.
But I would blow the meeting in like 3 seconds flat. Hey, yeah, I watched WWE.
Bang, right? Bang, right?
Yeah. And then he's like, "Get out of my sight." We lose that opportunity.
I'll just shake his hand and stunner him right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Stunner him. Like, what?
By the way, thanks for the program. I lost weight, and then we leave.
Yeah, exactly. And throw some frozen pizzas at him.
Do you thank him after or before the stunner?
He's gonna thank him after, because like what Stone Cold used to do was like get on the ground and wave
Oh
his
yeah,
hand
that's
around
what I'd be
above their
saying
head.
when yeah.
He's like, "Thank you so much for the yoga."
God dang. That's one thing that blows me away about Stone Cold. He'll say the F word in the same sentence as he says God dang.
Oh yeah, he's so polite. Do you guys listen to his podcast?
Southern Gentleman.
I love the Stone Cold podcast.
I have to start listening to it. He's a very interesting man because he doesn't look anything like his brain functions. He appears to be
explain that.
He appears to be a highly intelligent man. Also, not to mention the fact that he is much taller than you think he is.
Well, yeah. I mean, all the wrestlers were at least 6'2".
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, we were huge wrestling marks, as they call them, back in the day. Oh, yeah. Wrestling marks. Do you know what that is? That's the wrestling term for a fan.
That's funny.
Okay, so that's your week. So how'd you feel about your week? If you had to give yourself a grade, what would you give yourself?
Well, if we're comparing, if I'm grading myself on aspirations versus execution, I would say B+. If I'm grading myself on like if I was going to do the greatest possible thing to make the most effect, have the biggest effect on my body in 1 week, that's easily a D.
Interesting. But that's cool. I mean, if you're comfortable with what you're doing, aside from the cookies and cupcake, I mean, that's pretty crazy. How many cookies?
Oh, probably a whole line of Oreos. I think I did a whole line.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't
heavens.
like in the same moment.
And your kids were in the room with
It
you?
wasn't like all in one moment. It was like the line disappears as you know, a couple of days goes.
Okay.
So what's going to happen next time when you got Oreos and cupcake in front of you?
Oh, I'm gonna eat them. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm not gonna eat them. They have to just not be here. I was talking to Becky before. I think what I might do is install we have 2 fridges. I might have a locked fridge, and she gets the key. Like,
Okay, we can't just skim over the fact that you have 2 fridges.
Yeah, I have a downstairs fridge, dude. I have 2 fridges. I used to have 2 freezers. I gave one to Mike, a deep freeze, and then a stand-up deep freeze.
I traded Mark for a broken dishwasher. That
2 cars. Like, this is the first time in my life I feel super wealthy. This is the first time in my life I have 2 of like all these major things.
I was gonna make fun of you for having 2 fridges and call you fat, but I also have 2 fridges. But isn't it funny? We have 2. Like, who needs 2 fridges? I need my drinks in this one, and I need my blah 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 in this one.
Well, it's super practical.
Yeah, I have a small confession, fellas. I have 2 fridges.
Oh my!
As well.
We should just shut this thing down right now. 2 fridges.
Shut it down.
Well, no, I think 2 fridges is great.
we're
2
hopeless.
fridges is great. The best food for you to eat is likely going to need to stay in a fridge. So
Yeah, and usually the best food I need to eat is sitting in the garage rather than inside the house.
my second fridge is in my basement, and we don't keep anything that I regularly get out of there. But I think that's where we keep all the kids whatever honest juices or whatever the heck they're called, honest pouches.
What is that?
I don't know. It's like
It's just juice with like just fruit stuff in it. It's honest means like simple, like
yeah, it's like
no
water
extra stuff in it.
It's like half water, half juice. Yeah, I've made a lot of declarations that have turned me into a liar in the years, and then I feel terrible shame afterwards, and then I eat more because I feel shame. And so now I'm like, no, I'm going to be realistic. If there's Oreos in here, I'm likely going to eat them. But I guess the best way to mitigate that is to be like, well, okay, if I'm not going to do a line for now, at least I'm not going to do a line, right? I'm going to eat 2, 3 maybe.
Yeah, my approach is like small lifestyle changes that it's going to carry on forward for the rest of your life, not big extravagant changes that make you feel miserable and then immediately undo everything you did.
Yeah, like the locking stuff up so you don't eat it. That doesn't fix the problem. That just masks it. So when stuff opens up, then so when that finally opens up or the lock breaks or something like that, then all of a sudden, what, are you going to be in there in the dark eating and everything? Or will you have your thing figured out by then?
I picture like the ending of the Blair Witch Project and he's in the corner snacking on a cheeseburger. And Becky's screaming.
No, man, no. It'd be, I mean, it's just, it's not, I don't know. It's not that crazy, right? Oreos, what, 100 calories a piece? But I'm not fighting to have Oreos for the rest of my life. It seems like I'm on the side here where I'm saying, no, guys, I'm going to have Oreos for the rest of my life. I guess I probably likely will. But the point being that if I'm going to eat them if they're here, like recognizing the truth that I'm going to eat them if they're here. It's like a guy, like the stand-up comedian who said that. Oh gosh, what's his name? He drinks the whiskey. He was in the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Ron
White. Ron White was talking about his wife asked him, he said Tiger Woods thing, when Tiger Woods cheated on his wife came on, and his wife turns and looks at him and was like, "Can you believe he did that?" And then he's like, "I know, right? It's crazy." And then she's like, "Do you think that someone like that can stop doing that?" And he's like, "Oh, well, yeah, baby, of course." He was like, "That's just the lie you tell ladies. Because we all know that guys that do that are like dogs who kill chickens. And you just can't tell a dog to stop killing chickens." And all that to say that I think Oreos are my chickens.
And you kill them, a whole sleeve of them.
No, it's true. It's true because I don't have Oreos all the time, right? So when they are in the house, I take advantage of it.
So you know what you could do? We could set up an Oreo buffet. So you eat so much of it that you get super sick and then you never want them again.
That's a good point. I had wild turkey one night and I drank so much of it, I'll never drink it again.
Is that a beer?
It's a whiskey, the strongest, yuckiest whiskey in all of history. It's what you give your 21-year-old friends
Wild turkey.
on their birthday. Yeah. So, anyways, so yeah, you're right. So, eat a couple cookies as long as you're in your calories. I know that people listen to this are like, no, you shouldn't be eating no cookies. But yeah, if you want to eat cookies. I would suggest that you have them maybe once a week or something like that. But track it. Yeah, as long as it fits in your calories. But you shouldn't be like eating 2,600 calories of cookies and be like, okay, I'm done for the day.
I reached my limit.
Right, yeah. And my goal is not to like always be eating cookies, but I also don't have a
ABC
succession.
Always be cookies.
I don't have a succession plan at the moment for what's going to take the place of the cookies. So right now, just like less cookies is a goal.
So we'll get to the weigh-in and we'll see if this cookie stuff's okay or not. Right?
I guess we'll find out, huh?
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. We are getting up in time here again. We like to gab a lot, don't we?
Yes.
All right. So my week, I think it went pretty good. Did a lot of working out. Mark, can you give me a little music in the background so I can talk?
Sure. Yeah. What kind of mood? Workout? You said workout music?
Give me some rocky stuff. I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, most mornings, and I bust out 500 calories doing cardio. I started doing it on my treadmill that I talked about last week. I got it for free. Of course, that thing it gave up within 4 days of me using it every day. I said, I quit. I can't do this anymore. So I have to get that fixed. I'll post a picture of it right now because it's all torn to pieces. So that was like the first couple days. And then I had to start going to the gym in the morning, which was fun. I actually liked going to the gym, doing the old Planet Fitness thing. So pretty much every day went well. Thursday, January 3rd, I have the note here that it was rough. I was up all night. I didn't want to go work out in the morning, but I did. The funny thing was I parked in the closest spot to the gym. I just thought that was funny. Like it was the first spot there. It's like, why couldn't I just park a little farther? So that's what I did. I kept my calories at about 1,800 calories. Or I'm sorry, 1,700. I really didn't go over 1,700 most days. And it went well, I think. To me, it seems maintainable. And I think while I still ate some crappy stuff, like, I had like a McMuffin and stuff like that, it went fine. I always hit my calories. And
1,700?
Yeah, around 1,700.
What are you eating?
Let's see. Let's go through what I had today. Because today was about 1,700. Actually, today was only 1,300. So this morning I had 2 low-carb tortillas with some eggs, 3 eggs, and a piece of cheese. That was only 400 calories. And then I had this
That's a fantastic idea. I need to do that.
They're good
I have a
too.
ton of eggs.
And then for lunch I just had this frozen dinner I bought. It was 540 calories. It was buffalo chicken, macaroni and cheese. Normally I don't eat macaroni and cheese, but I'm like, I'm going to eat this and just keep under my calories. And then for dinner, I made a little bit of chicken and rice in my Instant Pot, which I recommend the Instant Pot to everybody. It's so great because you can cook things really fast in it. So it was,
I have
that was
one
pretty
too.
good.
When I used to meal prep really quick, when I used to meal prep, I used to cook I used to cook I think 5 pounds of chicken in something like 28 minutes.
Yeah, you can cook. Yeah, that's right. That's what I do too. I'll cook tons of chicken in like 20 minutes. Yeah. So it's so great for that.
I endorse it too. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's see. Oh, the non-equipment workout. Actually, here's another thing. Funny thing. Have you ever stepped on a treadmill and the weight limit's 250 pounds?
Every single one.
I know. Isn't that funny? I'm 278 pounds. How do I get to 250? I can't get on a treadmill for Pete's sake.
Yeah, I can't jog on a treadmill. They all whine.
Yeah, I know.
I make the most noise possible at the gym. I start like jogging, and all of a sudden it's like an earthquake's happening, man. People hear the stomping, and I'm having my headphones on, so I don't care. But I'm just do.
Yeah, that's why I've switched to elliptical. It's lower impact, and it doesn't make nearly as much sad sounds as the.
You don't hear the treadmill crying.
The elliptical, like that was my thing for a while, but man, it's tough to stay on that thing a long time.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, like my lifetime hero, he does every single morning at 4 a.m. He does 45 minutes on the elliptical.
Yeah, so
that's in his rider. Like if he's going to stay in a hotel, they have to have one in there for him in his room.
In his room?
Yeah, I believe so.
How do you get that workout? I want one in my room.
Well, you've got to be a millionaire.
Or you can buy one for like $200.
You can't buy one that holds us for $200.
Yeah,
maybe you.
No, we got to spend $700. Easy.
I can't even buy a computer chair that holds me for $200.
So you brought up The Rock. I will say this too. Like so my workouts are 49 minutes, and it's me going treadmill 49 minutes or doing some kind of cardio for 49 minutes. And what I listen to the most is I'll turn on like inspiration stuff on YouTube, and The Rock's usually in it. So here's my cast of characters and my inspiration stuff. And I don't select these; they just come up automatically. So these are the inspiring people, I guess. But you'll get some Arnold Schwarzenegger, a little tiny bit of Sylvester Stallone, and Conor McGregor's big in all those, which I do have a lot of respect for Conor McGregor, and The Rock and Joe Rogan. Those people are in all. Oh, and Tony Robbins, all of them basically. You play a long motivational thing; they're all in there saying some stuff. Jacko Willink is another one who's a Navy SEAL guy who does a podcast.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who that guy was. He keeps popping up. But what's funny is my list has some of those guys, but like the one you're saying it automatically plays, right? The ones who show up in mine, it's some of those guys, and then it's also Denzel Washington shows up in there, Will Smith, and who else? A pastor. I forgot which one. There's a pastor who comes up, and then a guy named he's like a motivational speaker. T.O. I don't know who he is. And then but he's amazing. And then another guy, he sounds just like Denzel Washington, but it's not Denzel because I looked it up. I wish I could remember his name because he's amazing. But Les Brown. All those guys, and it's over and over and over again. They keep showing up, and then Chris Jericho pops in every once in a while.
Oh, another person I have a lot of. Chris Jericho does everything.
He set out. He wanted to be in entertainment, and he did everything.
Yeah, rock and roll, wrestling, and he had the cruise, which was cool, which I want to go to this year. Maybe we should we'll do the podcast live from his cruise or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, can you teach us to lose weight? Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris, he made a joke one time. I don't know if it was a joke. His character, Chris Jericho, was making a joke on wrestling. I just remember this when I was a kid. I don't remember the context necessarily, but he did make the joke that he was a Renaissance man. He was like, I'm a Renaissance man. And it was him being like self-indulgent, and he was being like a heel at the time. But I remember him saying that. And then as a kid, I was like, he was making fun of himself. And now I'm like, dude, he was just telling us because none of that stuff had happened yet.
Yeah, he is a Renaissance man. So look up Chris Jericho, see all the stuff he's done. It's pretty cool. What were we talking about that we started talking about that? Oh, the motivation stuff. So yeah, so instead of listening to music, I mean, I do sometimes, but you just turn on one of those things and it's just people telling you to stop crying and get your stuff together and do it. And I could listen to that all day. So that's what I did. I'll listen to that and run or whatever. So my treadmill workout, what that looks like, it's so simple. And I'm so happy that it works this way because I think I can maintain it forever, is I'll walk for like 5 minutes and then I'll turn the treadmill up to like 5 or 6, depending on what treadmill it is, where you're basically running. And then I'll stand there, or I'll start running as fast as I can until my heart rate gets up to about 145. And then I jump off and I just stand there until my heart rate gets down to about 127, 128. And once it's down there, I jump back up and run again. So it's basically, it's kind of like playing a game. You're just kind of keeping your heart rate in a certain range. So between 130 and 145. And doing that, it really jacks up the calorie burn. So I'm able to burn 500 calories in about 49 minutes.
So you're doing like HIIT training, but yours isn't time based. It's pulse based.
It's heart rate based. Yep.
That's
And
pretty interesting.
it really goes by so fast. I can't even believe it. I look down and it's 20 minutes, and I feel like I just started.
Oh, you're not exactly underselling this. I'll tell you that. I used to do HIIT training, but I would do like 30 on, 1 minute off, right? Or it'd be like 30 on, 30 off, and 30 on, 30 off. I was just dying. It was far too much. The rest was way too short. My heart.
Yeah, I think if you don't have a heart rate monitor, that's a good way to do it too. Just do 30. So what I do is 30, 130. So, well, I should say 30, 90, 30, but 30 and 90. And that's pretty good for me. That's enough time to recover. And actually, it turns out that that's about what it takes when I'm watching my heart rate too, depending on what I'm doing. So.
Oh, interesting.
And the last thing I'll mention for my, I don't know what that was, but I just dropped something. But the last thing I'll mention about my week and my workouts is one day I couldn't make it to the gym. My treadmill's broke. So I was like, I got to do something. So I did a non-equipment workout where I came down in the basement. All I did was I ran back and forth in the basement to get my heart rate up to about 145. And I did that for a couple times, and I was starting to feel it in my knees because it was a hard surface. And then all I did for the rest of the time for about 30 minutes was just on my first stair, do the stair exercise on my first stair, walk up the stair, walk down it until I got my heart rate up to 145, and then I rest, and then I do it again. It was pretty simple. Everybody can do that one. It was great. And again, it was only 49 minutes, and I was at home. I didn't have to leave. It was great.
That's awesome. I don't have. I've wanted to work out in my basement, but I can't do anything cardio related. The ceiling's really short, and the walls are probably only 2 steps apart, and my stairs are the stairs are a death trap. But I don't live very far from my gym, so. Do either of you guys go to the gym, or have you gone to the gym regularly?
Yeah, I went most days.
I used to go.
Is your plan to not go anymore? Do you not want to go there anymore? You want to just be able to do whatever you're going to do at home?
No. Today I did the home workout, and it was really tough as far as monotony goes. So tomorrow I'm going to the gym. Today it took me an extra 5 minutes to get my calorie burn in. And so I was like, okay, tomorrow's the gym, so I'll hit the treadmill. The one thing I was doing too, so my goal is not time-based, it's calorie-based. I got to burn at least 500 calories before I leave. So if I'm not on point, it's going to take me a lot longer to do. And I give myself a window, I can be there for an hour and a half. If I'm there for an hour and a half, I'm going to have to leave. But the goal is 500 calories. So what I'll do is I'll do a 500 calories in cardio, and the rest, the 100 that's left, I go do some weightlifting sort of thing to burn off the rest of the 100. Then I go home. But yeah, tomorrow I'm at the gym at 5 a.m.
Oh, awesome.
So that's my week.
Yeah, now I got to get my Planet Fitness membership back in.
Well,
yeah, that's where I'm going, Planet Fitness.
If you go with me, Mike, you can just come. I'm a black card holder.
Whoa, shelling out the $20 instead of the 10.
Yep, 22 actually.
Wow.
Yep, high rolling.
Wait, how's it 22? I'm only paying 40 or 20.
I don't know. It's $22 a month. I don't know why.
All right. So yeah, I think as far as grades, and I think my week went great. The only way I could have made it better is if I did a low carb diet or something. I would have probably lost more weight, but I'm not going to do that. Like I said last week, it doesn't make me feel good when I do that. I think my plan is to stick my calorie level as long as I'm losing weight. When I stop losing weight, then I'll probably change it up, do a little maybe low carb, but I really want to stick with the DDP diet is basically organic fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, just clean eating. That's probably what I want to end up doing at some point, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to make sure I'm losing weight first, and make sure I'm not going to stray, from a diet when I join a new one. But That's where I'm at right now.
Awesome. And also, too, really quick, I wanted
Fantastic.
to encourage any listeners that are listening to join our, what's our group called again?
Fatties Helping Fatties on Facebook.
Fatties Helping Fatties. That might get some of the 420 crowd to join, too. Numbers are numbers, man. But yeah, if you have a goal, you want some help and support on the way, I mean, nobody on there, more than likely, I mean, we might get one altruistic trainer who joins who just wants to offer good advice, but this is just something that, you know, anyone who has a goal this year that wants to meet it and wants just a place for support or encouragement or tell jokes or whatever, confess your sins, whatever. This is a good place for that. So get on Facebook and join the group. And I would encourage you, when you do join the group, there is a post right now that I posted for like you're posting your before picture. So get that quick. If you haven't taken a before picture, even if you don't want to post it, if you haven't taken one, take it now because we're still in January. And then you can really maximize, you know, the difference, if there is a difference, by comparing this to your latest possible after picture this year.
Would you be offended if my before picture was taken like a pregnancy picture?
No, that'd be perfect. But you can't take the one from when you were pretending to be pregnant with Rocco because that was longer ago, and I don't think you're the same weight now.
No, I'm fatter than
I was trying to say it nicely, but yeah, no, I think you are fatter than you were in that picture.
Savage.
It's really important. You know what's funny though is if you're like me, you might have so many secret before pictures floating around on your computer or in your Gmail.
So I want a drastic change over time that when people see my Facebook profile, they see the fat picture and then they're like, Mike, somebody's using your account.
You're gonna reverse Facebook or reverse catfish.
Yeah, reverse catfish.
You know what you could do, Mike, is you could just take your wedding picture and put it up as your profile picture now.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then that's kind of like the same thing, but the opposite.
Are you saying like I was fat in that picture?
Drastically thinner.
Yeah, you were really thin.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you were the thinnest person in the whole family, basically.
Yeah, I could see my chin.
I remember you used to make fun. You used to tell us, both of you, so many fat jokes my whole life. And now what's beautiful is like I'm fatter, but I'm hardly a different like archetype of fatness. But you guys have graduated into my world. Welcome.
Oh, it's been fun while it's lasted, but it's gonna end. It's gotta end.
I'm out of here.
And then hopefully at the end of this year, I get to join your guys' world.
It's pretty neat.
A less fat world.
Yeah. Ultimately, my goal would be, you know what would blow my mind? Because I've spent the last, how old am I, 29? So I've been obese for at least 16 years, at least. I would like to like go to my doctor and get weighed and have her calculate my BMI and be like, congratulations, you are officially overweight. That would be a huge win for me.
That would be, yeah. we gotta lose weight to be fat. That's great.
My doctor might cry. She'd probably cry and hug me. Maybe give me all the money back that I spent.
Congratulations. So you know what? Yeah, you wanted to say that instead of looking down, calculating it out, and going, oh my gosh.
It was funny. I showed up one time. So a few years ago when I started seeing her, it was because I was, that's when I got life insurance and everything like that. Because I thought, I was like, man, things are getting bad. And I find out that I have like an anxiety disorder and all that. Or it's a panic disorder. It's probably the same. I think anxiety and panic are the same thing. But I'm seeing her and she's like, you need to lose weight. It's going to fix all your problems. And if it doesn't, we can check on them. We can figure out how to fix them after. And so anyway, a few months goes by and I go nuts. I'm actually doing the Rock's Hercules workout. And it was only my second year out after the femur break. So it was very painful to do that because it's like really high reps, 25 reps on everything. And like 3 sets of 25 or something, or 5 sets of 25. So I was doing that and doing a lot of like wearing sweats and running elliptical running. I don't do real running. And so a few months goes by and I come back and I had high blood pressure and everything too. Like 9 of my things, I say 9, that's an exaggeration. 3 or 4 of my conditions, quote unquote, were resolved in those few months of just working hard and meal prepping and stuff. And then I had a kid and threw everything out the window.
Oh, it's fun when you get to a point like where you're doing really good. I've lost 30 pounds before. and then for some reason you just throw it all out the window. It's crazy.
I've noticed it whenever I have a kid, I got down, when I started, like when I was seeing my doctor and getting good and doing everything, there was a day I weighed myself and I was back down to like 315 pounds. And I was like, dang, the last time I saw this was like high school, like the last year of high school. So, yeah. And then I got back up, as the story goes, 355.
You lost weight and then you found it.
You know what? I
again.
believe it.
Yep. I found it again. And it always comes back with friends.
It's a air quote, unquote, it's too good to be true situation. So you gotta toss it out the window because something's
I'm
going
too
good in your
insecure
life.
about potentially not being obese. So I just sabotage myself subconsciously.
Yeah. So actually, real quick, because again, we got a lot of stuff to get to, but there's a lot of talk on Joe Rogan's podcast about anxiety and maybe working out, fixing that anxiety. So
No doubt.
it's something worth talking about. The other thing I want to talk about anxiety is check out Dr. Weil, W-E-I-L. He has like breathing exercises for anxiety, and there's claims that they do better than any kind of medicine could. So look him up. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast recently, as well as Tim Ferriss's.
Is he like a cognitive behavioral therapist?
He's like just a longevity doctor. So what he tries to do is basically have you eat well and live a long life and die instantly instead of dying slow death.
Oh yeah, I've watched Tim a lot.
Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is different than Dr. Weil, but Tim Ferriss is just a entrepreneur guy who writes books.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that was
mics.
Interesting. So we went through our weeks. I think it's time for us to do the big weigh-in.
Uh-oh.
Who wants to weigh in first?
Okay. How about Mike first? What do you think, Mike or Shane?
I'll go first. Or you want to go first, Michael?
You know what? Oh yeah, go first. Go for it.
All right, ready? I'm going to step on the scale.
Come on.
$274.5.
Whoa. You're
I
down
lost 4.4
pounds.
pounds.
Oh, 4.4 pounds.
Wow.
Dang. Well, congratulations.
That's real.
Well,
That's when you're on low carb and you lose 4 pounds, it feels fake because it's water. This is like real weight loss here. So it's something to be proud of, I think.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, fantastic. Good job. All right. I guess, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent.
I'll take the claps.
Excellent.
Yeah. It was a standing ovation on my end.
All right. Well, Mike, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go next.
Are
we gonna play an intro for me?
Yeah,
or-
I got the scale. Let me get the scale set up. Here you go.
Oh, give me this guy here. Thank you. £333.1.
And how many pounds is that lost?
That's about
2 pounds. That's
Nice.
reasonable in a week. That's good. Good job.
Nice. That's actually
you.
what
Thank you.
everyone recommends, even though I don't care about what's safe. I just want my knees and back to not hurt anymore from being fat.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. All right, Mark, you ready to get on the scale?
Yeah, I'll get on the scale. I didn't know that we were pretending like we were actually getting on a scale. This is great. And I want the whole song to play. So yeah, that'd be great. All right, I'll
Get on the scale.
All right, getting on the scale. Oh, it's bouncing a lot. Oh boy, is it going to level off? 300. Oh, whoops. Sorry. 347.8 pounds.
Wait a second. So
Isn't that
you had that in your pocket. That's why you didn't want to go first.
Yeah. I thought it would be weird. I honestly thought it would be weird if I went first and then you guys had lost less weight than me while working harder.
All right. So, so you lost what, 17 or 11? How much weight did you lose?
No, not 11 pounds. That's like, 8 pounds?
You lost 8?
It's 7 point, like, I was 355 before. I'm 347.8. So 7.2 pounds.
So I don't know. I feel a little swerved here. From what I could tell, you're eating
like we just got
1,200
hustled.
calories of pizza. You're eating whole sleeves of Oreo. You went to the gym once and twice, and you lost 7 pounds.
Right. Yeah. But also in the last 3 days, I've worked like 47 hours.
Wow. Well, you know what? Weight loss is weight loss.
That was a curveball.
I was not expecting
I don't know what
that.
to do with myself.
Yeah, no, me either. After I did the weigh-in, I actually weighed myself 4 times.
I guess I lost this round.
You certainly did.
Okay.
You certainly did.
No pun intended.
I had this coat that fit really well. I just bought it, and somehow it got paint all over it. Now I have to wear my tight coat again. So hopefully, in the next 2 weeks, I'll be able to fit in my tight coat pretty well.
I know. You remember there was a comedian who did the song about having 2 cell phones?
Oh yeah, naughty boy phone. That was Jim Norton.
Jim Norton. Yeah, I got my naughty
Good
boy
phone and my
good
naughty boy phone. Yep.
Well, what you said about coats reminds me of that. I've got my skinny guy coat and my fat guy coat.
Oh yeah, yep. I have those too.
Yeah, and what's funny is there's coats that I intentionally will not button, and hopefully it seems like I'm doing it for fashion purposes, but it's because they don't button.
Oh, I've been there.
My pastor actually gave me one of his coats from before. This is what's nice about like if you're going to be as heavy as I am, I do highly recommend having a body type like mine, just so that it can appear like you're not as fat as you actually are. Because the reason I know this has to be the case is because my pastor gave me his old coat and was like, yeah, I lost some weight and I wanted to give this to you because like it's a really nice coat and I know you don't really have like a really nice coat and you know it doesn't fit me anymore, it's too big. So he's like, when I was close to your size, this was what I wore.
And
I take the coat.
Your pastor is like 120 pounds.
I know, right? I take the coat home and I put it on and it was very tight, very, very tight. And it definitely wasn't.
You're like, thank you very much. And you're wearing it in front of him.
Yeah, it definitely
can't breathe. Thank you very much.
Well, no, I thought so. We talked for a little bit and I figured he was waiting for me to put it on. And I was like, all right, well, I gotta go get this thing done. And so I left and I tried it at home and yeah, it was very, very tight. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to lose some more weight before I let him see me try to wear this.
Yeah. Well, you lost 7 pounds. Can you fit in it now?
Oh no. This was before I got up to 355 pounds. This was during my 300. This was during my like 338 pound days.
Oh wow.
Oh, those were good days.
Good old days.
Good old days.
This is cool. So, combined, we lost.
So I'm at 2. Mark's at 7, and you're at
4.
4.
Well, that puts us at 12 pounds. Or 13 pounds.
13 pounds.
13 pounds.
Woo, boy!
Wow, 13 pounds.
All right.
That's good.
My dog weighs 13
Good job,
pounds.
fellas.
In 1 week, we lost Mark's dog.
Yep.
I mean, that's great.
We better
That's
find him.
fantastic.
So let's get some specific goals for next week. What do we want to do? Excuse me. I'll go first, and I'll say I want to lose 2 pounds.
2 pounds. Okay. I want to lose. Let's see. 7 won't happen again next week. That's just karma.
Everybody knows if you watch Biggest Loser, week 2 is the bad week.
Yeah, week 2 is the bad week because your body's in shock from the mild changes you made from the first week, and it's like, no. We need this. We need this fat. We're gonna keep it.
That's where we get our energy.
I'm gonna say. I mean, I am a pretty heavy dude. I'm gonna say 4 pounds.
4 pounds. All right.
Yep.
I want to try to achieve 4 myself.
4 pounds.
Being that, as you know, there was an event that got in my way, but
yep.
We're doing okay now. So
cool. So 2, 4, and 4. I'm gonna up mine to 3. Just so we.
All right. Well, I'm gonna shrink mine to 3 then.
Okay. Let's all lose 3 pounds.
We'll all lose 3 pounds this
3
week.
pounds it is.
Sounds good. That sounds
and in terms
perfect.
of
there's my agreeability, Mark.
Yeah, there you go. In terms of a non-mass related goal, I intend on going to the gym 3 times. If I go more, that's a bonus, but 3 times minimum this week. And I will not eat a whole sleeve of Oreos this week.
Yeah, as far as me, I'm gonna go to the gym I don't know how many times, but I'm going to work out all 7 days. I can't take a break or else I'll keep taking a break.
Yeah, that's what I said about college, and look where I am now.
Yeah,
Still
yeah. I'm
breaking.
still just working. I'm still just working until I figure things out.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna figure things out. But
I'm still taking my
what I
year
wanna
off.
do is I actually want to make those tortilla egg things you were talking about, because Caden and Isaac love eggs. But if I can make those for them, I think they would eat them, and I could eat them too. So I'm not tempted by anything else.
Yeah, and I eat these carb balanced tortillas, and they're good. They're low carb, so
I'm gonna check those out.
and they're not.
So that's my food goal. I want to do that for breakfast.
What about your
'cause we have
exercise goal?
plenty. Exercise goal. I want to add some cardio to the mix of what I'm doing now, and continue doing what I'm doing with the push-ups and the squats. But now what I'm going to add is I'm actually going to go wake up earlier than everybody else, and maybe do about 30 minutes of what would you mild walking, I guess. I'll try to get my heart rate up. Maybe if I have time, I'll do a run, half mile.
Yeah,
run.
Shane, you haven't passed the 300-pound mark yet. I guess your BMI's high, but there's a point, and I don't know if you're at this point because it sounds like you're running and walking mixed on your treadmill, but there's a certain point of fatness when you reach that where walking itself actually elevates your heart significantly.
It does.
So much
It actually does.
So much so that you're like, well, I guess walking's my new exercise, whereas it used to be a practical way to get to places.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I gotta walk.
If I walk
to
for
the
a
next
long,
room?
if I walk for a long time, I'll get my heart rate up. But what I like about the running thing is I only have to run for a little bit, for 30 seconds or so, and then I can stand still for a while. If I couldn't do that, I can't run for like a very long time because my ankles are messed up. So it hurts a lot. And I've tried it before where I had to basically ice my shins and everything for a week after one run. So this works out for me because 30 seconds on, get off, and I give it time to rest. Right when it starts to hurt, I just jump off of it. So it works pretty good.
Yeah,
That works great.
If I run for an extended period of time, I'm convinced that my shins will just snap.
Yeah, so like you stop running when you get near that point, you give it a rest while your heart rate's still up. Let your heart rate come down a little bit, and then get back up on. And it works great for me.
Now, the only concern I had, maybe this is something we could all research this week, or one of our very smart friends who listen to this could tell us, is I've always wondered, it's hard to get straight answers online for anything. With HIIT training, where you're elevating your heart rate and then bringing it back down, I always wondered if there is any sort of mild but permanent arterial damage, because that's basically, it's like I've been told, I've known quite a few cops since I used to work at a place where you built police cars, and a lot of them, didn't really live healthy lifestyles, but a lot of them, are the opposite, and they live super healthy lifestyles. But it seemed like regardless of which ones they were, they would end up with some sort of cardiovascular issues. And one of the cops told me one time, he was like, well, yeah, I mean, he's like, you could be in a life or death situation once, twice a day, and your heart rate jumps up huge and then it goes back down. He was like, I mean, you're expanding your arteries every time your heart pumps while your pressure is that high. And so he was talking about, possible arterial damage. I was curious if when you do HIIT, if you're perfectly safe from that, or if you need to monitor something to stay safe from that.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to look that up. I don't know, but I would suspect
That's a really
that
good point.
stress has something to do with it as well for police officers.
Yeah, but I think the idea was the stress response is what causes your blood pressure to rise.
Yeah, but stress has other, like cortisol and stuff like that. So maybe those hormones take effect. But we have to look at it. We have to look into it. So that'd be something we can answer next week.
Perfect. Do we want to? We're gonna announce people who said they want to lose stuff.
Oh yes, we still have to do that. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
Let's bring that page. Anybody have the page up? Let's see.
I am loading it at the moment.
All right, Mark, you can do that announcement. While Mark's pulling that up, I want to talk about something I'm interested in doing too. And I think this will be cool. So this podcast, we want to be entertaining. We want to lose weight, but I think we should set like a big goal to something for the whole world. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to help the world lose 1 million pounds. So how are we going to do that?
Everybody loses a half a pound.
Everybody in the whole world?
Yeah.
Wait,
is that where you're going?
How can we make everyone in the whole world do anything? Hold on.
No, we're not. So that's not what the point is. The point is,
okay.
our listeners are going to lose weight, and they're going to go to thebrothersfat.com/million, and they're going to enter their weight loss. And you can go there as many times as you want. So let's say you go there now and you lose 10 pounds. And then if in 4 months from now you've lost 50 or 40 more, I should say, you go and add it again. And we're going to keep a tally of how many people do that. We're going to try to reach 1 million. So that could be 250,000 people losing 4 pounds each, or one person losing 100 pounds 10,000 times. But that's what we're going to try to do. That's going to be the goal of our podcast, to help make the earth 1 million pounds lighter.
Okay. I'm on this train. This sounds good.
Yeah. So
I like that. I think that's a
brothersfat.com/million.
Yeah. Yep. No last names. We've got Dawn R. She is from Mackinac, Illinois, and she wants to lose 75 pounds by the coming New Year's Eve.
All right, Dawn, I'm with you. I need to lose about the same by. So, yeah, you can do it.
Looks like she wants to eat more plant-based products, no animal products. And she's thinking about getting a juicer if she can find one, and moving more. She said she's pretty sedentary. So I think that'll work. I think that'll help. Let us know, Dawn. Keep up with us on Facebook. We'd love to see your progress. We also have Alex T. He says, I'm in. We responded with, what do you plan to lose? And he said, all the food I buy.
He's going to lose some weight. That's cool.
And he said,
that's great.
He commented again and said 50 to 100. See, 50. He wants to lose 55 pounds. He's from Deer Creek, Illinois. Alex is hilarious. He's a friend of mine. Mike, that works with us, Mike H. He is trying to drop 40 pounds. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, Mike. You're not trying to. You're gonna drop 40 pounds.
That's right.
Think positive.
Mike's like he's a biker guy. He's super cool. He's very smart too. Very, very smart gentleman. I hope he listens to this. I really think he might just be engaging on Facebook. But Mike, if you listen to this, come tell me at work so I can know that you do. If not, we'll just talk to each other like normal, and this won't even come up.
It'll just be a secret.
And those are the only 3 that commented so far on that.
All right. So here's what we want. It would be great if we could get this episode shared out. So share out our Facebook page and everything. Get more people on this. Let's get that 1 million pounds thing going. I think we can do it. It might take a few years, or if we get really popular and the podcast gets shared a lot, it's not that unheard of to have 250 downloads in a month, right? For people. I mean, it's not that unheard of to have a million. So we're going to keep striving to get there. And I think we could do it. Help 1 million pounds be wiped off the face of the earth.
Right? Yeah. Spread the word. I mean, was it Oklahoma City? I believe. The mayor of Oklahoma City. He gave a TED talk on this. You can look it up on YouTube. But basically, he was going to the doctor's office. He was sitting in the waiting room, and he opened a magazine and saw the 10 fattest cities in the world, and his city was the number 1. And he said that he was also there for obesity-related issues. I don't think he was even obese; he was just overweight. But yeah, so he felt convicted, and they started making a lot of decisions. They actually re-engineered the city to make driving more difficult and walking easier. They widened the sidewalks and narrowed the streets. They did lots of stuff. But their city, I think their city alone ended up losing like 1 million pounds.
So it's not my original idea, huh?
Well, that was a little bit different. Like they had capital.
No, I know, but it's not an original idea. But I thought it's something that we could strive for. It's one thing for us to lose weight. It's one thing for us to do a podcast and try to be funny here. But to have something else to go towards, I think that's going to be interesting and fun too.
Oh, absolutely. And I
Can you repeat that link? Sorry.
thebrothersfat.com/million. Cool. So that's where we're at. So again, follow us on Facebook, join the group. That's great. I mean, I think it's going to be fun to interact with everybody and all lose weight together. You kind of need support to do that. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully 3 pounds lighter.
Hopefully. We got this, fellas.
Yeah, we'll be asking on Facebook too for everyone listening. If you have been losing weight and you're making progress like we are right after this first week, we will ask on Facebook. We want to see what you've lost since you started.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll do those updates as well. All right, so it's been fun, and we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. See you guys.
See ya.